guys, welcome back to Grawnya's Home and Kitchen. Today is New Year's Eve and we're heading over to my lovely sister and brother-in-law's house for New Year's. We didn't have a chance to get together over Christmas because everyone was busy, so we decided we'd combine a dual celebration and have our New Year's Eve and our Christmas gathering at the same time. So we all do a potluck, and I'm going to be bringing some desserts, and I'm also going to bring my chicken and broccoli bake. I'm actually going to put a link up for my chicken and broccoli bake for you guys to follow. It's absolutely delicious and it's always a huge hit. Today I'm breaking out the notebook. So anybody who has watched my pudding recipe will know that this is where I keep all my coveted recipes. So this is a recipe for a berry coconut cake. I used to make this cake in my coffee shop at home in Ireland and it was just so popular. So let me show you how to make it. Sorry, I actually realised I just took out the wrong beater for this. I'm going to use my paddle beater. Okay, so in here I have half a cup of butter, which is 1/4 pound, and it's softened. So I've added that already to my mixing bowl, and I just need to double check the recipes because I haven't actually made it in quite a long time. And to this we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now I'm actually just going to eyeball this, guys, but if you need to measure it with a 1/2 and 1/4 cup, go ahead. Okay, so I'm using a cup measure and I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Okay, to this we're going to add 1.5 cups of flour, and we're going to add to the flour a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, and a teaspoon of bread soda, or baking soda as it's called here in Canada. Okay, and now to our sugar and butter we're going to add 1 egg. And I'm going to add a little bit of flour. We're going to mix through our baking soda and our baking powder, and we'll add 1 tablespoon of flour with the egg. Just make it nice and slow to blend it. And now you can add a little more flour. We'll add another egg. And another tablespoon of flour. Slowly blend it. And then we'll continue adding the rest of our flour. The secret to this sponge is sour cream. We're going to add 1 cup of sour cream. This makes it absolutely delicious. So we're going to add this now to our flour and egg and sugar. And now we're going to mix again. You want to get the sour cream well mixed through the mixture. So you can see how creamy and light the sponge is. So now we're going to take our springform pan, and I'm just going to give it a greasing with a little bit of the wrapper of the butter. This is a glass bottom, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, guys. to put our sponge mixture in. You can give it a little tap to spread it out. Now, to this we're going to add frozen raspberries. Now you can add fresh raspberries if you want. I just use frozen raspberries because it's handy to have them in the freezer. I always keep raspberries in the freezer because I use them in my muffins. Sorry, that one just looks a little bit off. It's handy to use them in my muffins, and if you're making smoothies or whatever, you can. Okay guys, we're going to make our crumble now. So you're going to need about 2 ounces of butter. So I have 4 ounces there, just break it in half. This butter is quite soft because I left it out for the cake. And to this we are going to add a cup of shredded coconut. Now I actually got unsweetened coconut because I'm going to be using it in a curry I'm going to be making soon. But you can use sweetened coconut as well, if that's all you have. So 1 cup of coconut. We're going to add 1 cup of shredded coconut. So to this we're going to add half a cup of packed brown sugar. We're going to add a tablespoon of flour, and we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And now with your hands you're just going to make a crumble. Just work it through with your fingers. Okay, so I've made my crumble. It doesn't matter if there's little lumps, they actually brown up and get kind of crunchy in the oven. So now we're going to spread our crumble across the top. Try and cover the raspberries so they don't burn. But you will have an odd few peeking through. Okay, so now we're going to pop this in the oven. I put it on a tray because sometimes the juice from the raspberry can seep through, and I put a tray underneath just so that it doesn't fall onto the bottom of your oven. So now I'm going to set the timer, and we'll come back and check it at that time, and if it needs to stay in longer we'll put it in for an extra 15. Okay guys, so there is my raspberry coconut crumble out of the oven. Don't mind that pan, it's really old. I actually need to get rid of it. Oh, Lily's given out. I'm going to take it out of the springform pan and let you see it, see the sponge. But I've just taken it out of the oven now. It actually took 1 hour and 15 minutes, guys. It's one of these cakes, you just have to judge it. It does take a long time to bake. So here is the cake. I've taken it out of the springform pan. I'm just going to show you now with my fingers how soft the sponge is. You can see how easy it is to make an indent in the sides. And here is a picture of a sliced piece. This cake is absolutely delicious. Everybody loves it, and you can serve it with whipped cream or just eat it as it is with a cup of tea. You won't regret it, guys. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. Take care, guys, and have a happy and healthy 2020.